bunch of absolute clowns. What a load of shit, man. That was an absolute shit show from Manchester United there. We've just drawn with Crystal Palace at home. Oh, my days. Where do I even begin on this one, lads and lasses? How's it going? It's been a while. I've been really ridiculously ill. This has made me feel even worse. United are just a complete shell of what we should be, of what we used to be. What is this as a club right now? Seriously, I'll tell you what it is. It's a load of shit, man. It's being steered by a Portuguese Mr. Bean who clearly doesn't have a clue. It's like he's changed our whole identity at Manchester United from this silky, entertaining, footballing side to this big bunch of Frankenstein monster lummoxers. Matic and Lukaku and Fellaini and all these big lads who are actually shit, who actually don't have any elegance on the football whatsoever. What happened to Scorsese? What happened to these Giggsy type players? Do you know what I mean? No, we've just got a whole bunch of useless bloody big lads. And it's Jose Mourinho's doing. This is how he likes to play. These are the players that he likes to use. I'm sorry, but the team is completely lacking. We've got gash-tastic players like Pogba stinking up the place week to week. We've got Lukaku, who can't hit the side of a barn door if he was stood next to it. He literally cannot score at the moment, can he? He can't score at the moment. What is going on with you, Romelu? You're supposed to be this freaking quality player, man. 25 goals a season at shitty Everton, out of 19 at shitty West Brom. Comes to Manchester United, he can't fucking put the ball in the back of the net, man. He's useless. Who else is there? I mean, Pogba. Like I said, today he was garbage again. Couple of nice passes. Yeah, we paid 90 million for you, mate. You're on 300k a week, mate. I'm sorry, but Jose can only do so much, yet he is the twat who's setting them up to play such shite football. And we're not playing convincing football. We're not entertaining. We're at home here. We're at home at Old Trafford against Crystal Palace, Crystal Shitty Palace, and we can't even get the better of them whatsoever. You know, they could have had it. They could have won the game. We could have won the game. You know, but it was a draw in the end. It was a fair result. It was a shit show from Manchester United in every single regard. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it in any way. We've got serious problems at United. We had an opportunity here to at least keep pace with all the other teams who, by the way, are freaking winning, man, as they should be. Yet Manchester United can't do that because we're just not there at the moment. You know, we've got some serious problems from the very top down. The players we've got are useless, a lot of them. The players don't have the character, they don't have the bottle, they don't have the consistency. You know, I'm not talking about all of the players. We've seen some players step up recently, the likes of Martial, who was a bit shit today, but has recently been very good. You know, we've seen players step up this season, but not most of them. Players like Pogba, far too inconsistent. Lingard's been bloody useless. Matic, how are you even on the pitch, mate? Bloody Twatic, Static, Matic. How is Jose selecting you, mate? Are you in some sort of three-way relationship with Marouane Fellaini and Jose? That's the only logical explanation for selecting that man in the side today, because he's been useless recently. I'm sorry, it was a good signing when we got him. He's been good in the past under Jose. Jose likes him. He's a solid player, but recently he's just shit. Consistency, just putting in bad performances. I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, Matic. You know, you seem like a nice bloke, mate. You seem like a nice Frankenstein monster impersonator, but you should not really be playing for Manchester United right now based on form. Based on form alone, which is something Jose seems to completely neglect. He doesn't seem to select his teams based on that. He just selects it, you know, however the hell he bloody wants to. He's got Matic in there, you know, where's Pereira? Give him a shout. He's looked good when we play. Look better than that Matic. Don't know what's going on, man. So, he's having an absolute calamity at Manchester United. The manager, don't really see him sticking it out until the end of the season, if I'm totally honest with you, because we cannot accept performances like that at home to teams like Crystal Palace, and he cannot expect to stay in the job if that happens. I'm sure he's furious. I'm sure he feels let down by his players. We all feel let down by the players today. I think the players have just underperformed. The players have once again showed that they are bottle jobs and showed that they lack a little bit of that passion. And, you know, there's been glimpses this season where they've been fighting, they've shown it. But come on, this is a real good opportunity against a team we should really be beating at Old Trafford to just keep pace. That's all it really is. It's not like we're really hoping that we can get into we're hoping to get in the top four. It's not that realistic of a hope. Even before this game, but now, I mean, kiss top four goodbye, man. It is an absolute joke that at this stage of the season already, not even at Christmas time, November, that we are looking likely to not even challenge for getting in the Champions League next season, man. This is a diabolical shambles at Manchester United. All masterminded by bloody spudface Ed Woodward and the Glazers up top there. And Jose Mourinho, the Portuguese Mr. Bean impersonator himself. And the players. The useless bunch of players we've got. It's a whole calamity. It's a quadfecta of fuckery. That's what it is. Manchester United are just getting done for, from every angle at the moment. It's a real challenge for Jose to get this team back on track now. It's a real challenge for the players to pull themselves up from the bootstraps that they bloody need to. We need to get bloody Roy Keane back involved. We need to get him nutting some of these players at half time. That's what we need to get. We need, I don't know what's going on, but Manchester United just seem to lack that passion, lack that grit, the determination, the bottle, the skill, the class, the talent that we used to have. And I hate using that word, used to, but at the moment we are a shell of Manchester United. I said it earlier on in the video. It's true. We don't have the players. We don't have the quality. We certainly do not have the manager that we used to under our most successful spell with Sir Alex. We definitely don't have him. Somebody who understood, who actually basically founded or at least carried on this tradition of Manchester United Football Club. But Jose's come in, he's brought a big bunch of twats and they're useless, and he's playing this horrible defensive football, and it's really slow, and it's really mundane, it's really boring, and it's really ineffective, and we're creating not very much, and we're coming up against teams at home we should be beating, and we're drawing shitty games and losing and stuff. It's a calamity, Jose. It really is an absolute calamity. I'm sorry, but I don't see how he comes back from here. Now, maybe, if we win the next few games, I don't think the board are going to get rid of him right now. I think if the decision comes, it'll probably be around about Christmas time. I don't know. Little bit before, maybe allow somebody in the January transfer to have the January transfer window, so a new manager would come in. But realistically, the pressure is on Jose Mourinho. I don't see how he can come back from this. That's all I'm saying. My own personal opinion of it is he's having a shitter at Manchester United, isn't he? I wanted him to be successful. I think he is a great manager. Look at his trophy cabinet. Look at the history of the man. He's been a great manager. He's one of the greatest managers to have managed. But right now, at United, he's just not the right fit for the club, it seems, because he can't get the best out of the players. The players that he has signed have not been great. Yes, maybe there's not been a slight lack of investment compared to some of the other teams with the, the players coming in the transfer window. We didn't really get anybody, or he didn't get anybody. It's still got Fred, still got some players, but didn't really get the centre-back or centre-backs or whatever that he wanted necessarily. But I'm sorry, he's underperformed this season massively. It's been a complete calamity with him. I don't really see how he can come back from it. That's what I'm saying. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on the situation, because are you just done with Jose Mourinho right now? I've got to that point where I'm thinking, as much as I respect him, I think he's a great manager and want him to be successful, I don't really think that he actually is the right fit for the club, because he can't get the team playing how Manchester United should be. And if he at the least can't do that, then he's got to get us playing and winning. If he's not going to play the Manchester United way, the whole thing we talk about with the philosophy in Manchester United, where we are trying to entertain, we are trying to win games, we are trying to attack. If he's not going to play like that, then he's at least got to win us games with his shitty defensive negative crap. But he's not done that. He's not doing that. So, to me, let's just see you later on, Portuguese Mr. Bean. But the board, I don't think, will get rid of him. I don't think the board will make the decision just yet. They'll give him a good period of time to try and sort this mess out, even though he's had plenty of time, plenty of money. It's a complete calamity. Oh, no, don't do this to me. Oh, nice. I got my phone charging again there. I thought we were just going to lose the connection. But I think I'm still on. Yes. To everybody who's tuning in right now, you're a bunch of legends. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. I'm just absolutely gutted and pissed off about how shit United are. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do us a favour if you're in here. Chuck us a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And let me know just what you think about how shit United were today. Right, let's get on. I'm just going to go back and read a few comments, because just making sure I didn't miss any super chats here from the usual legends, which is Nick Suberling's in the house with a super chat. Thanks very much for stopping by there, mate. You can comment with these two super chats, Nick, but really appreciate you stopping by there, mate. Good to see you in here. James Arnold, he comments and says with a super chat, thanks, James, the board need to act now before it gets worse. I think it can only really, if we are going to change, and I think that's what we need to do, I think it can only really benefit the next man coming in if he's got time to try and turn this shitty ship around and get Manchester United on the right track to maybe, just maybe, creeping in the top 4 this season, because there is still a long way to go. But I just don't think Jose Mourinho can do it. He's shown This season, he's shown, certainly at times last season, that he was just not really taking Manchester United forward. He was taking us backwards, if anything. Oh, no. Am I still here? Shit, man, having all sorts of technical issues here. But yeah, thanks so much for stopping by there, James Arnold. If the board do act now, maybe it will give the next manager some time to, to get this shit back on the right track. But, I don't think they will do that based on how they've been recently. They've not really given anything away, but I just don't think they would do it. Alex Rudd in the house. How's it going, Alex Rudd? Every draw is a loss. Jose is shitting on your team. Oh, man. I mean, you've got to blame him. You've got to blame the team and everybody above. But really, he's the manager. He's the one who's got to motivate these players. He's the one who's got to set these players up to perform. He's the one who's got to select the correct players. And I'm sorry, but like I was saying earlier on, he's not selecting players based on form. He's not giving opportunity to players who perhaps deserve them at times. We've got Matic playing today. He was useless. Lukaku poop has been useless. What, 10 games, no goals? I mean, go home, Romelu. Seriously. That's nowhere near good enough. It's nowhere near good enough for any team in the Premier League, let alone when you're actually playing at Manchester United with quality players. I'm sorry, yeah, maybe you're not getting quite the service that you would like, but man up, Romelu. That's my personal thought. Thank you very much for stopping by there, Alex Rudd. Alex Rincon, how are we so bad? We need a big change from the owners down to the players. Well, if only we could get some sort of fan amalgamation of fans and buy Manchester United Football Club, that would be great, like a supporters trust type thing there, We've seen it happen with clubs in the past. I think Swansea City benefit from that. I know they're nowhere near the sort of team, but man, the Glazers don't seem to be doing us so good at the moment, do they? The management, the Ed Woodward and everybody above seem to be making some pretty piss poor decisions and maybe not investing in the team as they should be. And they just seem to be reasonably happy with mediocrity at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that they bought this club with debt money, with debt, and have to service that debt and pay it off. And yeah, we're a massive club, we're able to do that. But surely in some way that shackles you. It's not like we've got some Saudi billionaire who's come in and pumped our club full of money like City or like, a Russian oil oligarch at Chelsea. It's not like that. So I think we are slightly hindered, slightly shackled. At least in the last transfer window, at least in the last year, maybe you could say that. Obviously, before that, we spent shitloads of money and we have invested quite a significant amount. But I think the owners are gash. Like you said, how are we so bad? We need a big change. The owners are bad. The manager's bad. The players are bad. A lot of these players are not Manchester United players. I touched on it earlier on in the video. The way that we play our football is not Manchester United-esque. Now, it hasn't been for a few years since the great man left, Sir Alex, of course, but... And I'm not saying somebody can just come in and be him and play that style of football, but at least try and sort of replicate that whole spirit of Manchester United and the football club. At least try to get back to those days when we were silky and we did have skillful players and we were really attacking and we did entertain the fans, especially at Old Trafford and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think a change is needed at Manchester United. We've needed a change multiple times since Fergie left, and I think we need another one. That's just my personal opinion on it. People will say, "Oh, last week you were saying Jose's good and all that." Well, yeah, if he puts in a good performance with the side, whether his substitutions pay off like it did in one of the games recently in the Champions League, then you've got to give him credit. But that doesn't stop the fact that he's not got Manchester United playing the type of football we should be, and he's not got us consistently performing and getting the results that we should be. That's the key thing here. You can stink up the place with boring defensive football, win every game 1-0, win the league, and Manchester United fans are going to love you, even though it's not entertaining football, because winning is winning, and of course winning's great, but winning is almost secondary at a club like Manchester United. That's not true. Winning is everything at a club like Manchester United. We've not had that mentality since Fergie. When we had Fergie, it's like we were in all these competitions and we were in them to win them. We really were. We would try and win absolutely everything we could, but at the same time, we would entertain the fans. We would go for it more. And Jose's way too negative, way too defensive. He's a complete Portuguese Mr. Beano. He's got to go. So, that's just my opinions, of course. This is obviously coming from the dome. Everybody who's tuning in right now, there's a lot of you actually. I'm sure there's some dirty Scousers in here and some City fans and maybe even some Palace fans just stopping by for a bit of bounce, yeah? Do one, eh? No, yeah, we're just shit at the moment. What can I say? We're just really not good. Sirigdur, Rainis, Dottie, I'm just going to go through some of your questions and comments and reactions now, guys and gals. Thanks so much for getting involved here. If you are in here, chuck a like on it. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. But let's get on with some of your comments. So Sigridur Rainis Dottir, that is a name and a half, pal, says, what an effing disgrace. I'm embarrassed for my club and I could smell the stink all the way to Iceland. And it's like, sort of like a stinky volcano like the one you guys had, which effed everyone else up in Europe. But in this instance, it's the Jose and the stink of Manchester United that's bothering you. I mean, I totally agree with you, mate. We are just completely stinking up the Premier League at the moment. We have an opportunity here to regain some ground on the teams above us, or at least keep pace. That's the thing. All the other teams are winning today. They're battering. Last time I saw City were battering 3-0. You know, it's just not good enough, is it, from United? All the other teams are able to do it. All the other teams are. They've got these managers, the likes of City and the likes of Liverpool. I hate to say it because it just feels wrong. But they are just a bit better than us at the moment because they've got these managers that have these entertaining, attacking ethoses. You know, they're slightly different. You know, Pep's is more of a possession-based one, and Kloppy's more of a direct in-your-face one. But they're both very attacking mentalities and ethoses which they demand from their players. And the players carry out their tactics ever so well. Why can't we do that? Why can't Manchester United play in some sort of a way that does entertain the fans, that is effective, that does win games, that is attacking? Because that's the sort of side that we should be. And, you know, imagine if United had Klopp as their manager. We wouldn't be playing the shit we are now. I hate to say that. Jose's a better manager than Klopp. You know, it's just not a right fit for Manchester United because Jose is a defensive style manager, or at least he is now. And I just think maybe he's just slightly over the hill in terms of the cutting edge of managerialship at the moment. You know, I think he's maybe from a bygone era now. I don't know. He's been great in the past. We saw a bit of a blunder there at Chelsea the second time around. And now it's been a bit disappointing at Manchester United, really. So I think maybe it's just a case of we have got a manager who's just not as good as he used to be. Who's not quite up to, you know, the football in nous level of modern day football, because football is constantly changing and evolving. So yeah, I'm getting a bit off tangent here, but yeah. Everybody, thanks so much for getting your messages in. I'm going to read a whole bunch out now. There's so many, so apologies. I'm not going to be able to read all of them out, nowhere near that. But you can come back once this video has been published and get them in so they stick around in the comment section permanently. Comment here from LPHIXDJ. Big ups, Pig. Is it manager or is it simply our players? No, it's both, LOL. I mean, yeah, it really is both of them. It's not just that. It's the people above them as well at the club. But yeah, the players have got to man up. Seriously, you know, players like Lingard, who was very good for Manchester United. He's completely gone off it this season. You know, get your head right, you pigeon-faced man. Sort it out. What about Lukaku poop? How Lukaku poop is Lukaku poop right now? Really bad, you know. Okay, he's not quite the Manchester United player. Like I said, he's not a player that fits into the style of Manchester United or the ethos of Manchester United generally. Because, like I say, we didn't used to have those type of massive players. We had some massive players, but they were mostly at the back. You know, we're a graceful team. We're an elegant team. And Jose's not got us, you know, playing like that whatsoever at the moment. Lukaku poop's a big reason for that because he's such a big lummox. You know, even Fellaini's come on today. That's Jose Mourinho's option. That's your option, is it, Jose? We're trying to win at Old Trafford against shitty Palace, and your option at the end there is to bring on bloody Marouane Fellaini, who doesn't even have his gravitational pull anymore. You know, that was the only good thing about him. He had this massive planet-shaped bounce. The ball would gravitate towards it, and he'd be able to control it. You're taking his powers away from him. It's like Samson having his hair cut, man. You know, seriously, though, what are you doing? That's your option, is it? Chuck Fellaini on, ping balls up to him, try and play long ball for the last bit of the game, try and beat Crystal Palace at home at Old Trafford. It's a fucking disgrace, lads and lasses, that it's come to this. It is a disgrace. So, I mean, I'm so frustrated, so annoyed. I'm feeling all of you right now. DJ CUUNV comments and says, honestly, good idea, Zidane. Yeah, maybe Zidane would be a good idea right now. You know, look at how his Madrid side played. I know he's only really had one spell in management. It was basically a great opportunity to be gifted that club. There's also a lot of pressure and a lot of egos and a lot of personalities to deal with managing a club like Real Madrid. So I think that would only help Manchester United right now because he's got experience in doing that. He was very successful in that spell that he had there. I know he is he's no seasoned manager. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. In managerial terms, he's been very successful in a short spell in a very unique situation, which has taken over an incredibly talented and rich club like Real Madrid, with players like Ronaldo and shit like that. So it's not as hard as going to Kettering Town and bringing them up through the leagues, is it? No. But he's maybe a manager who could impart some of that wisdom onto our players in an actual practical way right now to improve them, but also get us playing more attractively, get us playing more intelligently, get us playing more entertaining football. That's an option. Yeah, I don't think it's the best option out there. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'd have to have a real sit down and think about. People who know the football club better are definitely on the list, like Giggsy, for instance, but that's also a gamble. But it's a very difficult situation. Jose Mourinho has done okay in for Manchester United at the start of his career. He won the Mickey Mouse treble in his first season. Second season we got off the ball, but still finished second to an incredible City side, one of the best we've ever seen in the league. Got to just give them a lot of respect there and say they were the best team that season, and we finished second. But this season, oh my, we have dropped right off the cliff. We have dropped right off. We are down there in the league. We're not looking likely to break into top four. Not going to have Champions League football next season. What's going to happen with the side if Jose Mourinho leaves? He's had quite a bit of input into this team, signing certain players, the likes of Lukaku, Pogba. I'm not so sure you could just get a new manager in here to wave a magic wand with a new style and tactics and get those players performing how we would want them to. Maybe better, and they should be better, and at times in their United careers they have performed, but I just don't really think they are the right fit for Manchester United either. I don't think Jose's the type of manager who's the right fit for United. Just doesn't go hand in hand. It doesn't quite work. It doesn't gel in the way that it should. He doesn't get the best out of us. The style doesn't complement our history and our tradition and the way that this club likes to operate. It doesn't do that. So yeah, I just think the players in the same way that we've got some players on our side who are not traditional Manchester United players. Players like Juan Mata, Martial, they fit into the Manchester United mold, skillful, intelligent, players. But some of the players we've got are just big lummoxers, man. The likes of Fellaini, the likes of Matic, the likes of Pogba, the likes of Lukaku. They're supposed to be these big physical units, but at the end of the day, man, they don't really have the technical ability a Manchester United player should have. That's my personal opinion. If you look at some of the technicians we've had in the past, I'm just thinking of this midfield here. I'm thinking of Keno, Scholesy, Giggsy, Bex. Oh, there's technical ability all across that line, isn't there? But now we've got big lummoxers. Do you know what I mean? Even up top there, Ruud van Nistelrooy type of assassin. Give him a chance in the box and he's going to stick it away. Lukaku, on the other hand, he can't even set his feet right because he's such a big Frankenstein's monster. It takes him about 12 seconds to move. So we've got a totally different way of playing football now anyway. That's my opinion. Right, I'm going to read some more of your comments out. Everybody, thanks so much for stopping by. Oliver Heaney, how's it going, Oliver? Good to see you, mate. He says, shocking 67% possession and less shots on goal. United are shit. We had less shots on goal, did we, man? That is a stat that I missed. I know they did have a good few chances. That's the thing. They had one ruled out for offside. We had one ruled out for offside. So, yeah, we're just shit, aren't we? It doesn't matter how much possession you have. It's really about creating. It's really about creating key chances and your players sticking those key chances away. That's what it's really about. And you don't need to have all the possession in the world to do that. Absolutely not. Certainly, you don't want to be getting trounced with possession because you need the ball in order to create chances and score. But, you don't need to have 65% possession on whatever it is in order to win a game of football, in my opinion. Direct, incisive football with the right players, with the right mentality. It's, like United used to play a lot of the time, is what we should be aiming for. Thanks so much for your comment there, mate. Patrick Nurajan comments, without Shaw, Darmian can't cross a ball. I mean, Darmian's in there today. That's a head scratcher for me, man. How often does that guy play? When does he play? Does he really warrant playing for Manchester United right now? From what I've seen from him, he looks like a pretty bang average player. Yet he's playing in there for Manchester United today. It's a head scratcher. I don't really get it. Harry Singh comments, Matic and Lukaku. Oh, Matic and Lukaku have Jose's nudes. That must be the reason. That is a great reason. They must have some dirt on Jose Mourinho. That's the only reason they're getting the nod to play in this Manchester United side right now, because we know they're just not good enough. Their form-wise is terrible. They're not doing it. Surely, Jose, if somebody's out of form, you've got to drop them, Let them prove themselves in training. Give somebody else an opportunity. He might just come in and score you a goal or create something. Because there's times when we've done that out of necessity in the past. There's times when managers have done it because they've had to drop a player. If a player's not performing, he's not right, you've got to drop him. You've got to, for a consistent period of time, like a Lukaku or like a Pogba has at times, who he keeps selecting, keeps putting his faith in, or a Matic who he keeps selecting and keeps putting his faith in, or even a Fellaini, although Fellaini has been okay at times under Jose's reign. It's just a complete frustration at the moment for United. I know how all of you feel. This club is not entertaining. We used to just look forward to and relish the prospect of watching Manchester United play, because they would entertain us. If they didn't win, they would bloody try. They'd really go for it. Whereas this United team is spineless. We're a bunch of prima donnas, a bunch of mercenaries even. There's players in there who are getting paid ridiculous amounts of money, and I don't really think they even care 0.5% or 1 iota as much as a player like a Scholesy did, or a Giggsy did, who bled for Manchester United, who loved Manchester United. I don't think we have players like that anymore, apart from maybe a couple. But most of this team, it just seems like they just like living the playboy lifestyle and being a professional footballer for a big club like Manchester United. They don't really live and breathe United like the players of United should. That's my thoughts on it. Anyway, I'm pretty much going to wrap this video up now, lads, and go and drown my sorrows, because I'm absolutely gutted at the calamitous pile of mess that United have turned into under Jose Mourinho. Sort yourself out, you Portuguese Mr. Bean Goblin. You're having a mare, pal. You are having a mare. We had an opportunity here today, but you've let us down time once again, like you have done time and time again this season. Too inconsistent, too defensive, too spineless, too negative. Just too shit. There we are. I'm going to leave it there. Everybody who has tuned in to this live stream rant, thanks so much for stopping by. Get your thoughts and opinions in just about how shit United are at the moment, what you think about our manager, what you think about the club, what we need to do in order to get this mess back into the right place. Or turn this mess around and make it stop being a mess. That's probably more appropriate. I'll see you very soon on the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm sorry that, I'm so pissed off, but that's just the way it is. I've got to go now. Before I flip a lid, man. Before I flip a lid. By the way, everybody who's tuned in, thanks so much for getting involved. Like, subscribe, comment. All the usual legends. Alex Rudd, Rincon, James Arnold, everybody else who I've missed out there. Thanks so much for getting involved. You're a bunch of complete legends. There's probably a few scouts in here. Do one. I'll see you soon. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy. Have yourselves a good one. You can follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD. If you want to send me anything on there, I'll try and get back to you on there also. Come back in a few minutes. Gungshi in the house as well. How's it going? He says it all went crap when the hen left. Yeah, it seems like he's taken any sort of attacking Manchester United spirit away from the club with his departure. I bet he's loving it, by the way. Haven't spoken to him for about a week or so. I bet he is over there absolutely loving this. Manchester United's plight at the moment, the problem we've got at the moment, Jose, the team, underperforming. I bet he's loving it. And Spurs are shite. Do you know what I mean? But they're doing better than us. They've got a better team than us. Man, imagine if we had Spurs as players right now. I was just about to go there, but you've riled me up. Spurs as fans, Spurs as players right now, Kane and Ali and Eriksen and all these guys, we'd be loving it, really, because they're just a better team than us. When was the last time Spurs were a better team than Manchester United? A long-ass time. We are garbage these days. Manchester United are garbage these days. I hate to say it, but compared to the clubs at the top of the league right now, compared to the Manchester United of old, we're garbage. I'll see you soon. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy. Have yourselves a good one. And sort your freaking lives out.